You need to get out of these areas right now because they're preparing for something massive. These couple states, the National Guard is being deployed and they are preparing for something very big right now. They're preparing for civil unrest and they're preparing for something even worse that could trigger the civil unrest. Okay, so we're getting these warnings, but now specific states, their National Guards are now doing drills and simulations that they've never done before to prepare for a major event that is coming. So we need to be prepared for all this stuff going on. I feel a major sense of urgency. I've been digging out sagebrush like crazy to make more room for garden beds, all right? And I've been looking into things like electric poultry netting because I have all this pest pressure out here and there's a lot of rabbits. I see rabbits everywhere and it's not really a challenge that I've had to deal with before with gardening. But all these things, I'm on high alert, I'm on red alert. I'm trying to get my garden going. I'm trying to clear out as much space as possible. We have a bunch of seeds in the tray. We bought a bunch of tomato plants and stuff like that to starts because we are behind, which is fine. You can do that whenever you want. You can do that anytime, especially if you are already behind in your season. We have seeds popping up too. All these things are at the top of my mind every single day. I've been working on it, and now we are just getting another warning that the National Guard itself in these specific states are getting prepared. So you need to be on red alert if you are in these states, in these areas, because they're telling us that this could be where one of the big events happens. I just stocked up on a ton of fertilizer as well at Home Depot because it's hard to find it. Everywhere I'm going, all the rural stores, all the tractor stores, all the stuff, they're not specific around here. They're called something different around here. They're not called Tractor Supply, but any place like that I am visiting does not have any fertilizer, and you need to stock up on these things because if we see a major event happen that takes out communications, takes out the grid, all these supply chains are going to stop, and fertilizer has already been majorly disrupted the past year from this war and everything that's going on with that. Fertilizer prices doubled, tripled the past year, and it's become a lot more scarce. I remember I used to be able to buy this one type of fertilizer in mass quantities all the time. It was relatively cheap. It was like $20 for a 40-pound bag of 10. I used to be able to find it everywhere, and now it's almost impossible to find. I haven't seen it, and it used to be in every Tractor Supply, Rural King, stuff like that. These fertilizers are getting more scarce and more unavailable by the day. So get stocked up on fertilizer, get stocked up on seeds, get chickens. We're looking into getting goats. We're going to get to these warnings in just a second. I'm just giving you guys an update of what we're doing on our homestead because this is urgent. You should be on high alert, and every day you should be getting 0.1% better, doing 0.1% more towards your goal. That's the philosophy that I take, is I can't get it done every day, but if I work every single day towards this stuff, I will be closer to building my tiny home, to being completely off grid, to having complete solar. All these things are my dream, and we're working towards them every single day. We're getting goats very soon because goats can actually eat this sagebrush. Cows can eat this sagebrush. Cows can eat it up to 30 to 40% of their diet can be this sagebrush, and even more in the winter when the terpenes are low on the sagebrush and it doesn't smell as much. All right, so cows can eat this. You kind of have to force them. You kind of have to put them in small paddocks to be forced to eat it. But these resources are everywhere. Take what's around you. There's not a ton of grass. There is grass. There is fescue grass, but there's tons of sagebrush. Goats can eat it. Cows can eat it. The elk eat it. Pronghorn eat it. Everything out here eats it. Rabbits eat it. You can even eat it if you are desperate enough. You can boil this sage down and actually eat it and make teas out of it. You can't eat a ton of it, like I said, because the terpene profile can become toxic at high levels, but learn what's around you and make use of it. All right, so let's dive into what's going on here, because this is big news and they're preparing for big things. So we have 2 different states that are preparing for massive major events. All right, we have Illinois and we have Iowa, and it's what a coincidence that they're right next to each other. So we have Iowa preparing for civil unrest, the National Guard there, and then we have the Illinois National Guard preparing for a major communications disruption statewide, where the police is out, the federal communications are out, all these things are out. This is what they are preparing for. And what are the odds? And this is a brand new drill that they've never done before, and they are now doing it in Illinois because they're getting prepared for a major disaster. That's what they're saying. So this was just posted today, June 5th. You can see here, Illinois National Guard leads multi-agency statewide exercise simulating major disaster. And the cybersecurity unit of the National Guard is the head of this simulation that they are running, okay, in this exercise. And this is what the article says. Members of the Illinois National Guard are working with multiple agencies Monday and Tuesday in an exercise simulating a major disaster that knocks out regular communication systems. How many times do we have to hear this recently, where communication systems are going to go down? Remember, over 50 senators were issued satellite phones, in case normal communications go out. We also had top senators warning just last week, I made a whole video on it, that we could see major cyber attacks on seaports and airports as well. So these things are ramping up. We've already seen Dish Network had a major cyber attack, taking out their satellites. They're a satellite communication provider, okay, service provider, and they lost over 80,000 customers from this cyber attack that is still ongoing with Dish Network. So we are getting prepped for something big. You should be getting prepped for something big. And the Iowa National Guard is preparing for social unrest. We will get to that in just a second. But the exercise is dubbed, quote, Prairie Voice, and it sees multiple guard units testing communication capabilities with other organizations at the county, state, and federal level in an emergency. So it's called Prairie Voice. It's running right now, Monday and Tuesday in Illinois, and we need to be prepared. It's simulating a, quote, major disaster that knocks out regular communication systems. And this is a drill they've never done before. This is not an annual exercise. This is a new simulation to a new threat that we are being presented with and we keep getting warned of. So let's dive into what's also happening in Iowa as well, right next to Illinois. What are the odds that the Iowa National Guard is preparing for this as well? So check out what they're preparing for. And this is apparently an annual exercise, but the timing of it is very suspect. This was also posted on June 5th as well. It says security forces conduct domestic operations training. And it says, we've been tasked from the National Guard Bureau to provide 26-person response element for domestic operations involving riots, site security, and quick reaction. All right, so the Iowa National Guard is preparing for, quote, riots, site security, and quick reaction. And they're saying, quote, we ask volunteers from across base to act like angry people, to throw things and to yell, and to give our defenders an opportunity to deal with a large crowd that we can provide. Okay. It also says, Larson explained training is important so they can appropriately use force and resolve civil disorder situations in the safest manner possible. All right, this is what the Iowa National Guard, this is posted on their own website, the Iowa National Guard website. See here, Air National Guard, you probably can't see it, but this is posted on their own website just today, June 5th, 2023, and they are getting prepared for, quote, to use, quote, force and resolve civil disorder situations in the safest possible manner, and they're getting ready for riots, site security, and quick reaction. So our governments, I said this last video, I believe, how the government, they're the biggest preppers on earth. Don't let anybody call you crazy for wanting to be prepared or for seeing these things and wanting to have a normal reaction. It's not like you're running out in the streets and saying, oh, this is it, it's all ending. It's a normal reaction to want to stay alive and protect your family and to protect your resources in emergency situations like this. And how can you do that? All right, I responded to a comment on one of my last videos. Someone was saying books are going to be so critical when the grid goes down or the internet goes down, and even if it comes back, it's going to be completely censored and altered, and a lot of this information you will not be able to find anymore. It will not be accessible. It will be state run internet. And a book that was recommended was Strategic Relocation by Joel Skousen, and one of the key principles is getting away from major population centers. Major population centers are going to be a death trap when things actually do hit the fan. And that's why they're preparing for riots and civil unrest, and even to, quote, use force if they have to. All right. You know what that means, using force in situations like this. And it's the Iowa National Guard preparing for riots, and the Illinois National Guard, statewide agency and a statewide drill, and they're cooperating with federal agencies as well on this to simulate a communications blackout. So are these related? And they are posted on the same day, both on June 5th, 2023. Just today I saw these articles. I was like, how is this possible that these two things are going on? And we know why it's possible, because a lot of times these drills and these events are foreshadowing to what is coming next. All right, so we need to be getting prepared. We need to be getting away from these major population centers, because they are going to be the collapse epicenter when there is a blackout. And you have a lot less freedom to have your own animals, to grow your own food, to live how you want. That's the goal to all this, is just to have more freedom. So homestead, grow your own food, be off grid. All these things are related to having more freedom and being more independent and more sustainable for yourself. And when things hit the fan, it doesn't even affect you. You're already living how you would be living in this situation, but you have it how you want to live. All right, you're not starting from scratch in the middle of it all. You already have your setup and you are ready to go. So make sure you guys are getting prepared. Check out sat phones, check out ham radios. They have even portable little ones that you can hold in your hand now. You have to have a license to talk on it, but in emergency situations, anyone can talk on it. All right, you can go on it in an emergency, could save your life one day. Look into all these things if you are serious about having a communication source when things go down, because the government is getting prepared. Senators are being issued sat phones. You need to be ready to. You need to be working every single day on your homestead. Do not let this summer go to waste. Let this summer be your best summer, your most productive summer you've ever had. Every day, just be working on something. I'm clearing out sagebrush every single day. I'm forming garden beds. I'm waiting on these plants to grow. I'm waiting on my electric chicken fence to get in, to wrap my garden in, to protect it against rabbits and predators, things like that. Just be trying to do something every single day, and you will be surprised how much you get done this summer. So please hit it up for me down there. Hit it up down below. It helps to get this video out, helps to get the warning out, helps to just get more people prepared and motivated, growing their own food, which is a win overall. All right, guys, so thank you guys so much for all the support, all the comments, all the love, all the new subs, every single person, every person that's been watching for years too. I appreciate, I am thankful for every single one of you. I am truly blessed, and I hope you guys have a big old blessed day.